The man you become depends entirely on which one you obey. Most men lose that war before sunrise. They surrender to fatigue, emotion, and distraction. They think discipline is optional. And then they spend their lives wondering why they feel lost. But the chosen few, understand that every sunrise is a battlefield. Discipline is not about motivation. It's about obedience to your higher self, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. The undisciplined man is enslaved by his desires. He chases pleasure, validation, and the illusion of control. He becomes soft, easily moved, easily tempted. But the disciplined man, he lives by sacred restraint. He is dangerous because he could, but he chooses not to. He has fire, but he channels it. He feels emotion, but he governs it. He desires, but he doesn't bow to it. That is divine masculinity, not suppression, but mastery. Not repression, but direction. Discipline isn't about denying your nature. It's about commanding it, turning your chaos into creation. Your body is a vessel for divine purpose. It's where the battle for your soul begins. And every choice you make, food, sleep, movement, focus, is spiritual. When you neglect your body, you dishonor the gift. When you master it, you worship the Creator through action. Stop treating your body like a garbage dump for emotion and distraction. Build it like a temple. Train it like a weapon. Discipline it like a soldier of light. Your body doesn't need comfort, it needs command. Because how you treat your body reflects how you treat your destiny. The mind is the battlefield of destiny. It's not your environment that defeats you. It's your undisciplined thoughts. An undisciplined mind jumps between distractions like a dog chasing shadows. It overthinks, overfeels, and underacts. It seeks stimulation instead of silence. But the disciplined mind, it cuts through illusion like a blade through fog. It knows when to be still. It knows when to move. It knows that not every thought deserves attention. You can't silence the mind through noise. You silence it through command. Meditation, focus, solitude. These are not luxuries, they are weapons. A man who controls his mind controls his world. Discipline without divinity becomes tyranny, but discipline rooted in divine purpose becomes power. When you wake early, you honor God through order. When you speak truth despite fear, you serve God through courage. When you sacrifice pleasure for purpose, you worship through restraint. That is spiritual discipline, the art of aligning your daily habits with eternal laws. Prayer, reflection, silence, gratitude. These are not rituals of weakness. They are reminders that you are more than flesh. They keep your fire sacred instead of destructive. You are not here to chase emotions. You are here to fulfill a purpose. And every time you choose discipline, you choose alignment with that purpose. Discipline costs you your comfort, but comfort costs you your potential. Every man pays. One pays in pain now, the other pays in regret later. You decide your currency. The world will never reward the man who lives by impulse, but it will bow before the man who commands himself, because discipline is the highest form of self-respect. When you become disciplined, you no longer beg the world to respect you. You command it through presence, consistency, and precision. The disciplined man doesn't talk about his goals. He embodies them. He doesn't chase validation. He becomes undeniable. You can't pray for greatness and live in chaos. You can't ask for peace while feeding your vices. You can't seek divine guidance while living in disobedience to your higher self. God blesses structure. The universe rewards order. When you bring discipline to your life, you signal to creation itself, I am ready for more. You become trustworthy. You become aligned. You become magnetic to purpose. The disciplined man is not lucky, he is prepared. He doesn't wait for divine timing, he becomes part of it. Discipline is not punishment. It is divine order expressed through human will. You were not made to wander aimlessly through chaos. You were created to live in sacred alignment, mind, body, and spirit in harmony. Every act of discipline sharpens your connection to the divine. Every sacrifice builds spiritual muscle. Every repetition, every act of restraint becomes a prayer in motion. So remember this, the undisciplined man seeks heaven's favor. The disciplined man embodies it. The modern man drifts through life with no compass. He moves with no direction, led only by impulse and fear. He speaks of ambition, but lacks honor. He seeks pleasure, but not purpose. He wants victory, but has forgotten the code of the warrior. The ancient ones lived by a sacred rule. Die before you dishonor yourself. Their worth was not measured by wealth or women, but by how they carried their word when the world tried to break them. It calls integrity rigid, discipline toxic, and faith old-fashioned. But without a code, you are nothing but dust. A leaf moved by every wind of temptation. Every man must live by a personal law, a code forged through trial and silence. It's not written in books or posted online. It's carved into your soul by pain, failure, and confrontation with your own weakness. That code says, I do not lie when truth is needed. I do not fold when pressure rises. I do not chase comfort when greatness calls. I protect what is mine, and I respect what is sacred. This is the essence of the warrior spirit, not violence, not rage, but mastery under pressure. The warrior isn't the loudest man in the room. He's the one who remains still when chaos unfolds. The code begins with honor, and honor is not what people see. It's what you do when no one's watching. It's easy to act disciplined under eyes of praise, but real discipline is forged in isolation. When no one knows if you trained today. When no one will see if you stayed consistent. When no one will applaud your sacrifice. That's where your honor is tested. That's where the warrior is born. A man without honor can achieve power, but it will rot him from the inside. Because the soul cannot carry deception without collapsing. You can't lie to yourself and expect peace. You can't betray your own word and expect clarity. Honor is alignment between what you believe, what you speak, and what you do. And that alignment creates power that no money can buy. The world thinks warriors are men of chaos, but a real warrior is a master of restraint. He could destroy, but he chooses peace. He could argue, but he chooses silence. He could indulge, but he chooses direction. Restraint is not weakness, it's authority over self. Every man has fire, but few can hold it without burning the world. Every man has rage, but only the wise can turn it into creation. That's the mark of maturity, to carry power and remain humble, to face disrespect without losing your center, to fight only when principle demands it. Your habits are your weapons. Your discipline is your sword, and every day you sharpen it or let it rust. No man can rise above the standard of his discipline. You cannot claim to be a warrior if your mornings belong to distraction. You cannot preach strength while your will bends to comfort. Discipline is not a phase. It's the code that keeps you alive in a world that feeds weakness. every rep, every prayer, every decision made in silence. That's you forging your sword. And one day, life will test its edge. So train as if that day is coming, because it is. A warrior stands alone, but he also stands among men of honor. The code is upheld by brotherhood, iron sharpening iron. Modern men surround themselves with weakness and call it loyalty. They bond through vices, not values. They seek validation, not accountability. But real brotherhood is sacred. It's forged through shared fire, shared struggle, shared purpose. It's the kind of bond that doesn't flatter, it sharpens. It doesn't comfort, it challenges. It doesn't say, "You're fine the way you are." It says, "You're capable of more." A man without honorable brothers will eventually fall to his own softness. A man without solitude will never hear the voice of God. The balance is both brotherhood for strength, solitude for clarity. Every man has a dragon to face. It wears different masks: addiction, fear, lust, ego, laziness. But the root is always the same. Your dragon is your undisciplined self. You don't slay the dragon through denial. You slay it through confrontation. Look it in the eyes, acknowledge the weakness, then go to war with it. The dragon's breath will burn. It will whisper that you've failed too many times, that you're too broken. Too late. That's the test. That's when the warrior rises, not by being fearless, but by acting despite fear. And when you finally strike, when you choose to stay disciplined one more day, to pray one more night, to show up one more time, that's when you earn your crown. You don't need followers. You don't need applause. You need a code that reminds you who you are when the world forgets. A code that commands you to rise when weakness tempts you to sleep. A code that holds you accountable when no one else will. Because one day you'll stand before the mirror and it won't ask how many people liked your work, how many women you attracted, or how much comfort you collected. It will ask one question: did you honor your code? If your answer is yes, you've already won. A man without a code becomes a slave to the chaos of his desires. Your code is your armor in a world built to make you forget your strength. Without it, you drift. With it, you dominate. So write your code in blood and silence. Live by it, die by it, and let every breath, every action be a testament that a man once walked this earth and refused to bow to anything but truth. Purpose is not comfort. It's not pleasure. It's weight, heavy, relentless, sacred. You don't choose purpose because it feels good. You choose it because it's truth. And truth doesn't make life easier, it makes life real. When a man finds his purpose, the universe hands him a burden, the burden of expectation, the burden of discipline, the burden of being misunderstood. This is the cross every great man must carry. You don't rise because you're chosen. You rise because you're willing to bear what others run from. That's what separates the divine from the distracted. Modern culture confuses purpose with passion. Passion is emotion. Purpose is obedience. Passion fades when pain arrives. Purpose endures because it was born from something eternal. Passion says, I want to do this. Purpose says, I must do this. You don't wake up inspired every day. You wake up commanded, pulled by a force that doesn't care about your feelings. That's purpose. It's the voice that keeps whispering when the crowd stops cheering. It's the reason you keep building when the results don't show. It's what makes a man dangerous, because even when he's tired, he keeps going. Purpose isolates. You can't carry a heavy crown surrounded by light minds. People will not understand why you've changed. They'll call you cold. They'll call you obsessed. They'll say, "You're too serious. Let them talk. They're not supposed to understand because the mission wasn't given to them. It was given to you." You were called into solitude because the noise of the world cannot coexist with the clarity of purpose. You will eat alone, train alone, pray alone. And you will wonder if it's worth it. It is, because purpose is forged in silence, not applause. The cocoon is lonely, but it's sacred. And when you emerge, you'll be unrecognizable. You keep asking for strength. Then life gives you problems and you complain. That's how the divine works. It answers prayers through process. It gives you weight, not to break you, but to build you. You want patience? You'll be made to wait. You want courage? You'll be made to face fear. You want discipline? You'll be given temptation. Every burden is a training ground for the man you're becoming. Every trial is God's way of saying, "I am preparing you." So stop asking for easy days. Ask for endurance. Ask for clarity. Ask for the strength to carry what others drop. The greatest threat to purpose isn't failure, it's comfort. Comfort kills more dreams than doubt ever could. It whispers, "You've done enough." It seduces you into mediocrity. It makes you forget that purpose is supposed to hurt. The man of purpose must live with tension, the tension between gratitude for what is and hunger for what must be done.